For this problem, we're going to compare a diameter of a circle with the chord of a circle. So the first thing you're going to do is have to create a circle. So you're going to go to the side and grab the circle with center button and create a circle. Now, we're going to make a diameter first. The way we're going to make a diameter, you should have 2 points. A is the center, B is on the circle. We're going to draw a line that connects them. So select the line tool over on the side and click on points A and B. Now, this line's passing through the middle of the circle. It's not a diameter because it's a line. We need a segment that starts and stops on the circle and goes through the center. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this line into a segment. The way we're going to do it, we're going to need a point where the segment touches the circle on the other side. So it goes from point B through point A and ends over here. We need a point where it's going to end. So I'm going to select the point tool and click right where that line touches the circle, and it should create a point C here. Now, we don't want our line, we're going to turn it to segment, but if we delete it, point C will go away too. So instead of deleting it, we're going to hide it. So go on the left side, you're going to go to more tools, and then the first line that shows up is a tool that says show or hide object. We're going to select that and click on that line we created, and then the line will turn like a light gray, and that's because it's going to disappear once you click on any other tool. So I'm going to click on the segment tool, and all of a sudden that line we drew is gone, but point C is still there, so we can still use this. And we're going to create a segment that connects points C and B, and it should end up going all the way through point A. But now, since it's going through the middle and its ends are on the circle itself, this is a diameter. No matter how you turn or move the circle around, this point goes through the, or this segment goes through the middle and ends on the two sides of the circle. That makes it a diameter. We're going to label that real quick. So I'm going to click on my new diameter, go to the 3 little dots, settings, and we're going to show the label, and we're going to change the label. So we're going to click the box that says show label, and it says name. We're going to keep the name. We're going to change its name from whatever letter it gives it name. We're going to make it called the diameter, diameter, and then you can just close this little box, and now it says diameter on that thing. So that is our diameter for our circle. Now, we're going to compare this to a chord. To compare it to a chord, we need to have a chord. A chord is like the diameter. It starts on the circle and ends on the circle. It just doesn't go through the middle. Now, for this to work well enough for us to be able to tell what's going on, we're going to make our diameter parallel, or our chord parallel to our diameter. So we're going to take the point tool, click somewhere on the circle. Doesn't matter where, just put another point on the circle, and then make sure it's turning into the little hand there so it stays on the circle. If you click somewhere else, it'll move off. If you're not sure if you did it right, try to grab that point and move it, and if it won't leave the circle, then you did it right. So I'm going to put that point on the circle, and I want to get it away from the diameter. And we're going to draw a parallel line. It's going to be parallel to the diameter going through this new point. On mine, it's point D. So on the left-hand side, we're going to look for the tool under Construct that says Parallel Line. We're going to click on that. And we're going to click on the diameter. Click once on the diameter, and then on point D. So now, as I move this around, these two lines, the diameter and this new line we drew, they're going to stay parallel to each other, no matter how you change it. And just like with the diameter, we need to turn this into a segment. So we're going to put a point where it intersects the side, hide the line we just drew, and since it's a line passing through the circle, it's called a secant. But we're going to turn it into a chord by putting a point at the end and redrawing it as a segment. So go over to the point tool and click right where that secant touches the side of the circle, and click, and you should get a point that stays right there. And then show or hide object, we're going to make our secant line disappear by clicking on it. It should turn light gray. And then select the segment tool. It should disappear, and we can reconnect those 2 points to make a secant. And just like with the diameter, I'm going to use the arrow tool, click on this. I'm going to go under the 3 dots, settings. I'm going to rename this. Now this is a chord, and I'm going to click show label, show the name. So now we got a chord and a diameter in my circle. Hopefully in yours as well. Now you can grab the points and move them around. The key one to move around here is point the side of the chord. We want to see how the chord changes as it moves through the circle. But you can move all the points. You should see that your chord and diameter should be parallel, whether the circle's big or small. And you're just going to move this around to answer a couple really easy questions now at the bottom to learn the couple basic rules for a chord.